Unanimous decision win. He turns to Butler to shake his hand, congratulate him, putting his arm out. Boom! Right there. He was a coward and he couldn't get him during the fight, and he sucker punched him right there. Butler just ran across the ring. Butler just went over there and sucker punched and knocked out Grant. Oh boy. Terrible. And the new commissioner, Ray Kelly, will do something very, very enforceful here. You want to talk about Zab Judah and his antics losing some money in suspension? James Butler should never be allowed in the ring again. Absolutely. Never. That's assault. That is assault. He should be arrested on the spot.
ESPN Top Rank Series with Sal Marciano.
Is that right?
Had some cuts and could not compete in the Olympic Games. Someone asked him to turn pro. He called a lot of both wearing black. Our esteemed fight coordinator, Russell Peltz, the outstanding matchmaker from Philadelphia, under the weather, couldn't be here. You know he never allows the same traditional locks.
I'll say it early. Until the moment he gets caught. It's the kind of fight he could be winning. Much of the fight, right up to the moment he's caught. So it's his job, obviously, not to get caught.
And Grant has been knocked out 4 times. Apolinar Hernandez did it in 1999. Scott Pemberton did it in 1998. Emil Baku did it in 1998. And Kabari Salim did it in 1998.
From New York.
That's right. And Al is in the corner of Richard Grant.
You'd like to see Grant move his hands a little bit more. Right now, rounds are being offered on the plate for Grant to grab. Butler, known as a slow starter. Butler, a man who has tremendous power, but not a very busy fighter. A fighter who can be out-hustled, as I said the last round, outworked a little bit. And a fighter who can be outboxed. But a fighter who you cannot afford to make a mistake with.
All right, let's go deep here psychologically. Now I'm reaching with the turkey and stuffing aside. There's a left hand from Grant.
And it staggered Butler a little bit.
The day after a holiday, like Thanksgiving, is it tough for the boxers to keep their focus? And maybe that's why the action for all the fights has been spotty at best. You know, you got the holidays, the big meal yesterday, guys, you know, trying not to because they have to make weight. Is there just too many distractions to fight the day after a holiday?
That's not a bad point to bring up, but you're a professional if you're a fighter. Football players played on Thanksgiving. Hey, they're dealing with the same thing. Basketball players play on.
Saw Bernard Hopkins earlier on. Round 3 underway. Richard Grant with the blonde hair and James Butler with the black hair in a scheduled 10-round super middleweight bout. Grant had the edge in round number 2. He actually hurt Butler with a left hand. He only landed 4 of 13 power shots combined in the second round.
Butler looking for one spot to suddenly end the night for Grant. It's the kind of fight where Grant must fight a perfect fight. He will be allowed the landscape to get ahead in his fight. Butler, a man who needs to be set to punch. Butler, a man who does not throw extraordinary amounts of punches. Matter of fact, the old timers would
that breakdown. Only throws 37 punches per round. Defensive stats are good because he lulls the guy, but he's looking to just load up with that right hand. A sampling of his 5 fights, spit out that data.
There are 2 spots where Grant must be careful not to get caught with one of those load-up punches you just referred to by Butler. One spot is in front. Grant must get off and then get out. Not stay in front, allowing Butler the scenario where he can follow misses until finally he lands. Also, Grant must be careful not to go straight back. Butler likes to jump in with leaping hooks as you go back.
You hold your punches, you understand?
Richard Grant with the blonde hair. No knockdown so far in the fight. Butler has averaged throwing only 20 punches per round. We'll take a look at the numbers through 5 rounds. And we were generous with the percentage. See, Grant has been much busier. The jab has been his staple. Over the last 2 rounds, Grant has landed 25 of 95 jabs over the last 2 rounds, controlling the distance.
If is going to be caught, it will probably only come from 2 ways. One would be if Grant stays in front, gets a little carried away with himself. The other would be stepping back. One of those leaping hooks by Butler. Brian and Max correctly pointed out that Floyd Patterson was the master, the creator of the leaping hook. Floyd knocking out Ingemar Johansson with that punch to become the first heavyweight to regain the heavyweight title.
Joe Frazier landed a pretty good one down the road, Madison Square Garden, in his first bout with Muhammad Ali.
That was a pretty good one. In the 15th round, when there were 15-round fights, in the fight of the century, Madison Square Garden, as you said. The key, both with Frazier and with Floyd Patterson, is when to throw that punch. It's not just a lucky punch. It is a created punch. It is a design punch. It must be thrown at the right time, when an opponent is stepping out, where you can negotiate the distance and let him step into the punch. Like leading.
He can do, leaving himself available for the one thing Butler can do, and that's land a solid shot.
We knew from the beginning Butler could make many mistakes and still win this fight. Grant does not have that privilege.
I mean, he's got to basically pitch a perfect game.
Exactly.
Or at least a no-hitter.
And he must balance his success with his fight plan, with the knowledge that he still must be very leery, very aware of the power of Butler. No matter how successful he is, balance it with caution.
Blood from the nose of Butler. And I think he also is cut along the eye.
But then tying up, falling in close, not staying outside where a second punch could make up for the first miss. Because that is where Butler is dangerous. He missed the first one, but if you stay in front, he may catch you with this second. You must fall in, take away the ability to throw the second punch.
Look at Grant. I mean, he is just, you can see those punches coming from nowhere. I mean, you can see them coming from a mile away.
The referee must be careful not to get caught with one of those left field blows.
Quite a draft. There he is again, flailing away. It's a bye-bye Balboni breeze here at ringside.
Do not go straight back if you are Richard Grant. No jabs from Butler. No body work from Butler. Only big load-up missiles. But a missile has no value if it cannot get to the target. You must have a device to get it to the target. A jab, a feint, a trick. So far, none of that has existed for Butler.
Here, take a look at the punches landed by round, and unfortunately for Butler, it looks more like a Tiger Woods scorecard than a boxer's scorecard. A lot of low numbers.
This is where Grant must not play, must not stay in that corner. Even if he makes Butler miss one or two, if he stays in front, the third, the fourth will have a chance to land. And that's all Butler's looking for now, a chance to land.
Hey, the one problem though with Butler, he doesn't allow himself a chance to set up the big punch in the last round. Here comes Butler, able to get the left hand going and a right hand. And now Grant is in harm's way. Teddy Atlas's scorecard through 8 rounds, 79-73 for Grant. I have it 80-73 with the first round even for Grant.
That is where he has the best chance to unleash something. And that's what he was thinking right there.
Okay, now let's remove those two amateurish type punches offerings for Butler.
Well, it depends what kind of amateur you're.
The way to set up his bread and butter punch against a guy that's giving him this much movement. Against the Harlem Hammer, James Butler. Butler has not been able to drop the hammer on Grant, so it comes as a surprise to you when I make this next observation. But I think Butler needs a knockout to win.
He needed it before this fight started. And we more or less said that. This has gone according to plan.
The thing that I've been impressed the most about in this fight is that for the most part, for 98% of the time, Grant has stayed with his game plan. Enough. You know, when you look at a guy like Grant, who's 13-8 as a pro, you say to yourself, not disciplined to stick with his style. That's why he gets caught. That's why he loses. Tonight, so far, he's pretty much stayed with his game plan.
Smart move by Grant, not only to stop and punch, but to go around the shoulder of Butler, not straight blame. If you're Grant, you have to worry about two things now. The first bomb, the left hook probably coming at you. Don't give that to Butler. Do not go straight back. And this second punch, do not let go of your attention once you make the first miss. There will be a second following.
One final rule you should know: cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including this last round, in case Butler does land one of his big shots.
There's that left hook, and it half landed. But with 10 seconds left to go, Grant may be able to survive.
Well, he left himself open. Got tagged. Butler too wild, though.
Tommy Kazmarek scores about 96-94. Steve Weisheld has it 97-93. That's the same score from Melvina Lathan, 97-93. All for the winner by unanimous decision, Richard the Alien Grant.
So Butler's number 8 ranking is going to take a hit. Richard Grant in the mild upset. A unanimous decision victory.
Oh, look at this.
Butler. Whoa! Butler just ran across the ring.
Butler just went over there and sucker punched and knocked out Grant.
Oh, boy.
Terrible. And the new commissioner, Ray Kelly, will do something very, very enforceful here.
You want to talk about Zab Judah and his antics, losing some money in a suspension. James Butler should never be allowed in the ring again.
Absolutely.
Never. That's assault. That is assault. He should be arrested on the spot. He should be arrested right on the spot. That is assault and battery.
This will be the first test for the new commissioner, Ray Kelly, and I know that he will handle this the right way.
What a punk. James Butler. And we're going to take a look at it one more time. Richard Grant, unanimous decision win. He turns to Butler to shake his hand, congratulate him.
Putting his arm out.
Boom. Right there. He was a coward and he couldn't get him during the fight, and he sucker punched him right there. And now Richard Grant is up on his own feet. Now they're going to escort Butler out of here. And they got him The police are right there. They're going to escort him out. Ray Kelly, the commissioner, is right behind him. He is being taken out, and he should be thrown in a paddy wagon right now. And fortunately, Richard Grant is okay. They will not need the stretcher. And Richard Grant, unanimous decision victory. And what a horrible way to sign off tonight. On a night of such goodwill, helping out the World Trade Center Relief Fund. It ends in a nightmare, but fortunately for Richard Grant, he appears to be okay as he beats James Butler. Hopefully the last we'll ever see of James Butler, at least on our network. For Teddy Atlas, Max Kellerman, Brian Kenny. Bob Papa saying so long. James Butler with the cowardly move of the night in defeat.